Hey guys, I'm Chris Trout.
And I'm Oliver East.
And welcome to LFT.
Play that funky music. So, in Call of Duty, we've got the Franchise League coming out next year. Chris, there's a ton of news coming out in terms of kind of roster changes. Do you mind kind of explaining to the audience as to what's happening?
Yeah, I think the New York franchise is hands down going to be the best franchise next year. I mean, just looking at the synergy they're going to have, they've got Zuma and Attach being reunited after a fantastic stint at FaZe. They've also got Zero jumping into the team, who teamed with Zuma last year, and they were very, very good together. We've also got Accuracy and Temp, both very talented players jumping in there. It's early to say that this team could be so good, but I just think there's going to be so many teams that are broken up who have stayed at the top of Call of Duty for so long. This team is going to break through and be the best.
So in regards to the home team, of course, we've got COD London. What do you think about that?
Yeah, another fantastic team. Where I think this team may fail is the fact that you've got very different personalities in there, and they may not necessarily get on the best of ways. A lot of them have teamed before. You've got the twins on there, Scraps and Wuskin, obviously teamed before. Fantastic pair in them. You've got Jerd, who's an absolute monster. You've got Rated again, who's another monster. Dylan, who's broke onto the scene and proving everyone wrong with how fantastic his talent is. They're a good team. I just don't think they're as good as New York. So we've been covering League of Legends recently in the build-up to Worlds, and there was a massive Worlds patch that came out, and there's also been some roster changes. Ollie, tell me about those.
Sure. Griffin has mutually parted ways with their head coach, CV Max, just before Worlds was about to begin, which actually surprised many fans. CV Max came out in an interview and he said this was due to a conflict with the organisation's leadership, and was informed that he was going to be fired due to the team's lack of success.
So what does that do for a team just before Worlds?
Well, the team was looking to do incredibly well. However, of course, with this happening, especially with a head coach who dictates strategy, this leads to a lot of uncertainty and can affect performance later on down the line. And in Dota 2 news, Alliance have come out and said that their entire Dota 2 roster has basically departed.
So what does that mean? Is the team, are they sticking together? Are they just looking for a new org? What's happening there?
So they came out to say that they just want to try out a new environment, which usually means they're probably going to go look for a new org.
And finally, in CS news, veteran GetRight has left Ninjas in Pyjamas, and coldzera has joined FaZe, who recently played at ESL 1 New York. So GetRight, old guard of NIP, that's a big, big change.
It's massive. I mean, he's been a part of NIP for so long, and to many it's the end of an era. You know, he has seen kind of new heights with NIP, and you know, I think while it's sad, it's not a surprise. You know, NIP was looking around for a replacement since June, so this long time coming. But then at the same time, it's still sad.
Their stock share might have gone.
I mean, there's a lot of controversy going on around that team at the moment, so you never know.
And so coldzera joining FaZe, do you think that's the right move for him?
I think so. I mean, he's still considered one of the best CSGO players, you know, alongside others. So obviously the talent's there, but I think this is just teething issues. Literally, he joins a team and he's expected to go and perform in ESL 1 New York. I mean, and then you've got to kind of get used to the dynamic of being in a new team, and I think that can really change things.
Kind of like expecting a puppy just to be toilet trained as soon as you get it.
It's exactly like that. It is. It's exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Well, that's it from us. That's all the roster news we have for you today. Make sure you go to gfinityesports.com to check out more on these stories.
And thank you for watching. Be sure to tell us what you think down in the comment section below.
You said put your personality in it. Now there's not enough personality. There's no pleasing you, Ben.